Hey guys, I hope y'all are doing good. This is Enemy Stand User, and this week we have an incredibly hype chapter of JJK with a lot of emotions and definitely a lot of fever. Panda's story looks like it's about to end, but with the ending of this amazing chapter, it caught me off guard. Gege is such an amazing writer who can put so much emotion and character into so few scenes and do it with characters with such little screen time, if any screen time at all. Today was no exception. I have a lot that I'm excited about, but without spoiling the review, let's get into chapter 185, Tokyo Colony number 2, Bye Bye. Alright, so kicking things off, initially when reacting to this chapter with knowledge of how we left off the last one, I'm already seeing like clues of Panda's quote-unquote death, and I really got bummed the heck out. First of all, from last chapter, Panda was not looking good in the first place. He was utterly destroyed by Kashimo, and there was just no way he was going on his level. There was no way he was bouncing back or saving himself by revealing Yuji. And second, the chapter title is called Bye Bye, almost reminiscent to Yaga's goodbye with that even Pandas chapter in chapter 147. And now we have this chapter with Panda's little inner world with his little 3 core siblings as children. All of this screams Panda's death, but the ending was extremely hype and it definitely was surprising as it caught me off guard. But back to the review. In this little inner world, we're introduced with Panda and all of his 3 Panda cursed puppet cores that all manifested as children, their siblings. Panda is the youngest, the older sister Triceratops, and the older brother Gorilla. In these sequence of events, you can really tell that these 3 are true siblings, as we have Panda being bullied by his older brother, giving Panda a shoulder check as he calls Panda empty. Panda, being the youngest baby-like timid brother, is automatically calling for his sister, whining like a baby. The sister Triceratops is a very defensive, protective girl who looks out for Panda and questions her brother as to why he would bully their baby bro. Gorilla just shrugs off her claim and says that it's just a game, but the sister lets Panda try, telling Panda to stand up for himself and fight back. Panda then tries to imitate his big brother in a little cute way, but Gorilla is not impressed and punches Panda right in his jaw, causing him to cry again in pain, obviously pissing off the sister, and Gorilla is being chased off. I kinda sorta get the vibe Gege is going for with these 3, as it is extremely wholesome, as this is exactly like kinda what having a family, having a little brother is like. I don't know about y'all, but I personally only have one little brother, and I could not sum up the experience more in just these few panels. But moving on with this panel, this is why I thought this chapter was going to be sort of dark, because we have 3 symbolic grave/funeral related items that could possibly represent the 3 Panda cores, with together always written as a side note. But we continue on with Panda getting bullied again, but this time from 2 different kids that are Gorilla's friends. They know Panda is just a little kid and don't want to play with him or be slowed down by his little bike and his little training wheels. And the whole time, Gorilla Bro just stays silent while they're talking down to Panda. But the kids dare Panda to throw his favorite ball into the river so that if he throws it, Panda can join them. Panda doesn't really want to do it, but the kids tease him again, and Panda looks to his big bro to say or do something, but gets no reaction. Panda then just chucks his ball into the river, and the animal kids say he does something wrong, as he's doing something bad and destroying the environment, and they tease him and they run away. Gorilla Bro then asked why he threw his ball, calling him stupid because that ball was an important gift to Panda. But Panda says he only threw it so that he could play with his big brother, and Gorilla just completely blows him off again, making Panda cry and pissing off the sister. I can actually kind of understand Gorilla Bro's feelings, especially when Panda was trying to give him that look, to sort of look at him to say something, because brothers want siblings to be strong even when they're not around, and he's kind of seeing how Panda reacts to bullying from other kids. It's tough love. It may not be the right kind of love, but it still is tough love. But later that night, Big Sister and Big Brother have a conversation about the bullying. Sister wants Gorilla to protect him if that sort of harassment happens again from other kids, reasoning that that's just what big brothers do. They protect their little brothers. But Gorilla argues that she doesn't understand. Panda's just holding him back. He can't have fun when he's around with other kids, and Panda is always trying to team up in sports, but he's just no good. He's too weak, and Panda's no good. Panda even checks to see if his big sis is there before he starts to cry, just to make a scene about it. Gorilla calls Panda too soft. However, Big Sister says that that's not the case. No matter what Gorilla does, no matter how bad he treats Panda, Panda never holds a grudge and always looks to his big bro. He just thinks that's how brothers are. That's so wholesome to me. But Gorilla is the one acting spoiled since Panda forgives everything he does. Immediately after this pep talk though, Panda stumbles in and wants to show his big brother a cool stag beetle bug that he found, but Gorilla grabs it and just yeets it out of the window, correcting him, saying that it's actually a Dorcas titanus beetle. But despite his mean nature, later that night, Gorilla Bro has a bit of a change of heart and decides to buy his brother Panda a new ball as a gift, gathering money for the store tomorrow. So through and through, Gorilla is he's pretty cool. He's a pretty loving big brother. Unfortunately, later during that night, in surprise, both siblings are being carried off by their dad. And what's extremely funny about this is that their dad is like this manifestation of what I assume to be someone like Yaga. This thing even has like Yaga's glasses, and it also has this funny little standard dad mustache. But the dad explains that they are going away, that they are moving on, and everyone's sad, everyone's starting to tear up, and even Panda is starting to run calling for his family in tears. Gorilla hears his brother and he can't stand it. He won't leave him. Gorilla argues that Panda, he still needs him. He's too weak. Panda's too weak. He can't survive on his own. He's a slow runner. He's bad at sports. He's bad at games. And he even wets the bed he's basically like a baby. Gorilla says he can't survive without me. But Papa Yaga says that's not the case. He says otherwise. The ones left behind are us. Even the big dino sister came to terms with this, saying to let Panda go. In the end, Gorilla truly loved his brother. Everyone loved Panda, but they can't bear to leave him. And even Gorilla started to think about how he was leaving him and how he was going to give Panda a gift. He's going to give him the ball to buy for him the next day. And he starts tearing up, and everyone leaves Panda. And we see a final shot of Gorilla and Panda wailing in agony of leaving one another. This sort of spirit dream situation thing it's a little weird, but Gege did an awesome job at expressing Panda's individual souls and his cores and how close they are, because they were always dwelling within Panda in his cursed corpse, protecting him all throughout his life. Panda is Yaga's best creation, and these three souls gave rise to the Panda that we know and love today. It's awesome. Gege said in his author notes that he would someday interact with have all these three souls interact, and we're seeing it now in this chapter. So these scenes are incredibly wholesome, but it looks like Panda just lost his siblings due to his battle with Kashimo. I really can't tell if they gave their life or just kind of passed on and moved on, but Panda is now just a panda with the loss of his family. And man, that's just messed up. But moving on, we are back to reality, back to the games, and Panda is on his last legs. His form reverted and most of his puppet body is in shambles. It's torn apart. He's like destroyed, but he's still going. Kashimo stands over him, trying to figure out if Panda is still alive or not, as he never received any points, and tells Panda to give up Sukuna's location. He's still on that. Picking up Panda like his head is on a pike. It's brutal, but Panda's lips are sealed. He won't give Hajime anything. No info. He's not going to give in. And Kashimo gets fed up and is about to kill Panda once and for all. However, in the last moment, with the most epic hero entrance ever, Hakari Kinji crashes into the battle. With his fever on high and his cursed energy just surging, he promptly asks Panda if he lost weight, and Panda excitedly sees him, and Hajime responds to Hakari saying, "Oi, don't you get me too excited." The chapter ends with a feverish entrance. Let's go! Hakari is here, and his entrance into battle is incredible. His cursed energy is absolutely surging the F out, and he is ready for battle. I actually saw a comment from my last video about Hakari could come back from his domain battle with Charles and enter this fight with all his buffs and cursed energy from his jackpot that he got from that fight. And I'll probably put that up on screen, but that was on some straight up clairvoyant stuff. That looks like what's going on right now. That's on like some future sight stuff right there, but this is so hype. We've been waiting on their battle for a while, and I have to say this particular fight, this exclusive fight, this fight in particular, it's so anticipated from us fans because Hakari and Kashimo are a cut above the rest in terms of their attitude, their power level, their skill as sorcerers, and probably know or have all types of powerful innate techniques that go along with their power. And I'm really interested to see like Hakari and his basic technique, and if it's like a more toned down version of his domain, like with the usage of his subway doors. It's super weird and unorthodox, but with Hakari, I believe he's like strong in his own weird way. And if you notice the way like Hakari came in, he almost came in like how Yuta came in with his amped up cursed energy, if you remember when Yuta's entrance came in, and how in this particular instance with Hakari's cursed energy and how it plumes up and how it flares, and almost like how Gege drew it like it was sharp and blocky and it has an edge to it. So it'll be cool to see how Hakari's cursed energy affects this fight. But on the other hand, we have Kashimo, who is, I don't know, man, he's on some like killer instinct stuff. He's really searching for strong people right now, so I believe he's getting a little bit amped up to scrap with someone who's actually got a little know-how, who's actually got some backbone like Hakari. And that fever entrance, that has to have Kashimo hyped up. If that doesn't have it hyped up, nothing will. I truly have no clue like how this battle could go down. It looks like I'm pretty much getting the vibe that things could be more even with Hakari and Kashimo. And folks keep talking about like how Hakari's door could be like a counter to Kashimo's electric charge. That's a cool thought, but I find that door stuff to be, to me personally, it could be very powerful, but I find the door with Hakari to be very goofy in context with Hakari's character. But I know Gege can make a lot of things work in this fight. But Hajime seems like such a beast, and both of them seem like beasts, Hakari and Kashimo. I really have a feeling like they will not let up. Like this battle could seriously go to tooth and nail. Like this could seriously be like a cursing match to the death. Like Mahito said previously, this is our chance to curse each other. They both are very insane people and likely enjoy the hype of battle, blood, and especially fever. This will be awesome. But moving on to kind of lesser notes, right now I'm thinking about our guy Charles got off screen. Gege thought this dude wasn't even important enough to deserve like a conclusion or a battle continuation, as Hakari just hit his jackpot and bodied him. I'm not sure if Hakari killed Charles or got his points, but the fact that Charles is off-screened lets me know how important, or really how trash, this dude was. And we'll probably get more info in the next coming chapters on how his jackpot works and what happened with Charles and all that. But on another point was what happened at the beginning of this chapter was the really wholesome scenes with Panda and his family cores. It was super weird how they're all in this strange little inner Panda world, but it was also really cute and wholesome how they are with, you know, they have the little timid panda, the older protective sister Triceratops, and the older stronger brother Gorilla. It was actually pretty wholesome how they are in this family and they care for one another and they looked after Panda. And it was also incredibly sad how they left him, as all three cores loved one another and technically they were one. Gege does an awesome job with their goodbye, and Gege also does a lot of things with like the afterlife, and there's a lot of weird stuff going on with the soul, but he kind of hints that Panda is indeed alive, but his brother and sister cores probably passed on. This actually kind of makes me appreciate Kashimo Hajime a little bit more, because he completely lacks compassion and just basically killed Panda's family and still just questioned him about Sukuna like, oh, too bad, don't care, where's Sukuna? He's just built different. And Kashimo is not here to play, and this Hakari versus Kashimo matchup is going to be insane. Like, it's going to be peak. There's no reason it shouldn't be peak fiction right now. But tell me what y'all think about this, about all this. Please comment below. I do like to read all of your comments and try to reply, and I appreciate you brothers' input. But this chapter was bonkers, and the next one probably is going to be really peak. But it's a really good time to be a Jujutsu Kaisen fan right now. And remember to like and sub if you are new. My next Jujutsu Kaisen video is going to be really big and fun, so be on the lookout for that. This has been Enemy Stand User, and I'll see you brothers in the next one. Bye bye.